Hello, how are you? My name is Jans. I decided I would offer some assistance to anyone that needs some extra motivation. So I often have people say to me, "How do you stay so disciplined? You're so disciplined. Do you train every single day? What time do you go to bed? If you wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning?" So, let me share some of the things I have shared before, but I'm hoping that this might help you. So, a long time ago, I decided how I show up today is how I feel tomorrow, and that is the same for how I eat today is how I feel tomorrow. So if I eat like shit today, then I'm gonna feel like shit tomorrow, and I hate feeling like shit. And how I train today is how I will look tomorrow. So obviously it doesn't quite work like that, but that's the mindset that I have. And then I have a bunch of non-negotiables. So my non-negotiables are I eat a diet that consists of a lot of fiber, very minimal animal protein, and there's absolutely nothing against people that eat people that eat meat. But for me personally, I have skin grafts from head to toe. So in the past, I've tried to eat meat. I don't have any bottom teeth. I can't chew it, therefore I can't digest it, and therefore I end up very sick. So please don't take this the wrong way. I eat plant-based. I eat high carbohydrate and low fat, and that really, really helps me. It helps me with energy levels and fuel and feeling like I can get up and go, and it helps me with maintaining my workouts, with recovery. It helps me with libido. It helps me with hormones. It makes me feel really good. So that's my diet, and that's a non-negotiable. My only rule is that it's low fat. Then, as far as workouts, I train 7 days a week. And it doesn't really matter how I train as long as I'm moving. I put on my headphones, I tell myself I have to, and I do. And then by the end of that workout, I feel really, really good about myself, that I've just flushed through any sort of stuff that has come up. Maybe I wake up in the morning and I'm tired and I've got stuff on my mind from the day before. It just flushes it all out like a really good filter. So that is a non-negotiable to me. And if I am tired, my workout will be just yoga. It would be like a nice flow. It would be something more gentle that honors my energy for that day. And then if I feel like maybe I want more, then I'll do more strength based. So I always honour myself, but in general, my only rule is that I have to move. So what I would tell myself if I was starting fresh, and doing this all over again. So basically, every night before I go to bed, I set my doubt for success. So I always write down my non-negotiables. I just repeat every single day. It never changes. So that would be, at the moment, I've got written down non-negotiable water. That's always first. I always have a pre-workout breakfast, which is not a supplement. It is plant-based food, so I just have water, lemon water, or coffee, and then I always have a piece of fruit, and that's my pre-workout. I do my training, and then after my training, I always have oats. I just love oatmeal. I have oatmeal. Sometimes I have berries, but it's always high carb, low fat. And then from there, I usually do my self care, I do my face, and I have a shower, and then I usually would drop the kids off at school. Then I come back to my non-negotiables. So my next non-negotiable is something personal I'm working on. Normally that is either study, work, or something personal that makes me feel good about myself. I have accomplished something. So I would do that. And then during the day, as I feel that my energy drops, you know how you get to about sort of 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you feel yourself start to go down. I always make sure I have some fruit. I have a little bit of sugar, and natural sugars if you're not comfortable. Sorry, so I would have a little bit of sugar. If you're not comfortable with refined sugar, I personally don't have a preference. As long as it's sugar in my fat, I will consume it. And so I will have some jet planes. Everyone knows that I've been eating jet planes for a very long time. There's something that I can eat which is easy for me in my mouth. It doesn't hurt my mouth. I can be around other people. I don't have the same anatomy as others. I don't have any bottom teeth. And it's hard for me to eat food and have a conversation with someone. So jet planes is something that are very easy. The other thing that I sometimes will have is like a banana or a mandarin. And I will always have that at about 1, 2, 3 in the afternoon if I'm at work and I feel that little dip where I'm a bit more up in my head. I'm not being as productive and I just need more fuel. My body is obviously hungry, so I'm going to honour that. And of course, I have lunch as well, but I'm just saying, like, usually in the afternoon, you feel that little blip, really like, I feel like tired or something. That's how I get through that. And then dinner, I never count the calories. I just make sure that I always have carbohydrate, which is rice. I always have lentils or tofu for anyone that eats meat, that could be meat. And I always have a lot of fibre, like a lot of vegetables, because then that sustains me. I feel good about myself. I go to sleep. I always have wine, have a glass of red wine most nights. I go to sleep and I do it all over again. And those are my non-negotiables every single. And then, yeah, I just repeat. I rinse and repeat. I just do it again and again. And every single year I get a little bit better. Every year I refine it even more. I tune into my training. I hold space for myself. I can show up for others and my family that I love. And as far as people, I'm very selective with who I bring into my circle. I do not have the energy. I have PTSD from trauma, from 28 surgeries, so I do not have the space or the capacity for people that bring me down. So I definitely am choosy about who I bring in. If I feel emotionally drained, I do not bring those people into my circle. So that has become more prominent over the years. The more that I take on, the more that I have listed of others. But the people that are in my close circle, I give them a lot. I first give to myself. I make sure that I've done all my non-negotiables, and then I pass the light on to other people and I inspire them and I give to them and I help them and I really give with everything. And that is me. That's how I've been working for a long time. So I hope that helps you. And yeah, hopefully you know a little bit more about me. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. All right, bye.